What's going on, people? Welcome back to John Sinclair TV, back again, fresh after Newcastle's 1-0 win against Southampton on Saturday at St James's Park. It's the match review of the night, and I've got Pete and Tony Rivers. How to you guys? How are you doing? You good?
Very well, John. You?
I am, yes, not very bad. I had a good weekend, and I had 30 to 40 photo shots as well with other fans as well. The Stack, I've been to Wonderbar, I've been to the Clock, I've been to the Vault as well. I've been to nearly everywhere, really, like, you know what I mean? But I've got to say big up to Charlene and Caitlin as well, looking after us as well, and all the people that I've met in the Stack. You're good eggs as well. Tony, how are you, man?
Yeah, not too bad. Sorry, I was just setting up my TV there to watch for the football on.
Cool stuff.
So I've got the Leicester game on 0-0 at the moment after 4.5 minutes.
Fantastic stuff. And yeah, before we go on, right, we're going to go for the comments. Right, and I've got something to say, right, which I am not impressed on social media. Let's go for the comments, right? Make sure you stick a like and subscribe to the podcast. Super chat's open as well. And Emma, hi to you. Emma, hope you're well. For Ashton, I'm giving to ADB. I hope you're well. I hope you're there. Alfie Smith, good up. Bless you, my guy. It'll be great. And if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. There is the link. The link is in the pinned message as well. Click on that. 99p. I need to get more members as well. So, yes, that'd be great. I'm going to read Mason's message in a minute. Big up to Lee Kelly. I hope you're well. Big up to Big Lee. And big up to Mr. Little as well. And I too. Right. Thanks for Tony, Roy, Lorraine, and 70s Kid, right? Thanks you lot. You're the real ones, right? I want to say something, right, about a tweet that's been out, right? Calling me that I was disturbing someone, yeah? Harassing. Let me just be clear, right? Number one, I don't harass people. That's number one. Number two, all right, we as YouTubers are quite happy to clip someone, all right? I had no problems with it whatsoever, right? People are happy to do it. And I'm going to name and shame this guy, right? Now, I don't care if he's watching the show, right? But I'm going to call him out. And I hope that, and I really do hope the chatters, right, in the room, right, report this guy, right? Because I am absolutely furious. And the way he had to go, Roy Caviani, my guy Roy, right, the kid of guitar, right, was absolutely disgusting. Calling them out, calling them names, right? So I'm going to bring this up, right? And I'm sorry, I'm going to bring it up, guys. If you look at it, right, I mean, Roy, ignore that message, right? There you go. There's me, right? So this guy has tried to get me banned for going to Newcastle United, right? That's number one. Number one, I did not shove. Number two, I've asked quite politely if I can get through, yeah? And this guy, I'm going to make this very, very clear, right? This guy hates YouTubers, right? This, to me, is similar like a racist tweet. And I've lots of people saying exactly the same thing. You can deny as much as you want, yeah? But let's be real, right? This guy is a troll and a user, right? And he's trying to be clever, yeah? Roy is quite right, replying back, yeah? And I tell you what, the thing, right? This guy must have been thinking he's clever and he thinks he's being arrogant. And you know what? Andy NUSC 48, you are a disgrace. You're a whopper and you also an absolute pork chop, yeah? Okay? Now, let me just be clear, right? If you want to troll someone, go and troll someone else. Do not do it to me mates, or me channel, yeah? Roy was peed off yesterday with these, yeah? And I tell you something now, right? You better show respect, my guy. Because I tell you what, I've had loads of DMs saying exactly the same thing about you, right? And I tell you what, you need to be careful what you say, right? Any more of that, you are getting reported, my friend, okay? So think about it. Think of what you tweet. Keep your mouth shut, okay? That's my rant over. Right, I'll start with you, Pete, quickly focus on the match review. Pete, your take on that one, please.
Just someone who's probably just got a sad life, John. Sits us behind a computer, trying to put people down.
Yep.
Never going to work.
Fact. Absolute fact. Tony, Mitch, I know you're very strong on this, man. That's why I left you yours to last. What's your take on that, man? Do you think I'm right in what I'm saying? Number one. Secondly, do you think people like Andy, NUFC 48, needs to like keep his nose out and stop trolling people?
I mean, if you look, if you want to, you know, things like this shouldn't be spread across social media, but it's unfortunately it is. And there's always going to be people out there who do stuff like this, whether it's that Andy or anybody else. That there's going to be people out there. Just best thing is just rise above them. Rise above them. Simple as. That's the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
I know you don't go out your way to harass people, John. I know that. Okay. So, yeah, that's the thing. He's put it there that you've gone out and harassed. Well, you haven't gone out to harass anybody. You don't do that, John.
No.
If somebody comes up to you and says, they're happy to come and speak on the camera, or whatever, then you're happy to do that with them. But if they don't want to, you wouldn't say, I want you to be on camera. You just wouldn't do it. So you'd respect their opinions and, their preferences. So, yeah, I mean, look, it's not great, let's be honest. But unfortunately, it's the world we live in now, John. And that's the problem nowadays. And look, people are always going to take a hit at YouTubers, and it's the way that things go, Look, Paul on Toon Review gets a lot of, sometimes gets trolls and he's chatting things like that. So, it happens all over, John. It happens all over. Best thing you can do is just rise above it and just say, okay, whatever. And, see revenge is best served cold, and that's exactly what it is, John.
Yeah. You know what it is, right? I mean, you go to the review, right? The thing is, right, when people jumps in, right, defends me, Pete, Paul, Tony as well, guess what? They don't reply back to them because they're a bunch of cowards, the lot of them. They want to rise from this, yeah? They ain't getting it. They're not getting a rise from this at all whatsoever, but I just thought I had to get it out there because I don't want to see Roy getting bullied, right? Roy's right. I got a lot of tweets where I saying it's a racist tweet. And I don't know his character. I don't know what he's like. But as far as I'm concerned, for me, Peony, he sounds like a racist. I'll go with Roy on that one. Andy can unite as much as he wants, but I don't care. But
thing is, John,
that's not going out, man.
Thing is, if you thought you were harassing people, why didn't he come up and speak to you then?
Say again, Tony?
I'm saying what I'm saying is if he thought you were harassing people or whatever, why didn't he come up and talk to you?
Yeah, that. It's got nothing to do with it. I wasn't filming. I was just filming the stack, right? Just filming, Adam Pearson does the same. Yeah, I'm sure
you caught on Adam Pearson's video as well because Adam was laughing at you, John. Have you seen it, John? Adam Pearson's.
I know that. In Japan, he thought it was brilliant.
No. On Saturday, he was in the stack Saturday. And he copped you on the stairs on the stack, and he went, "Hey, there's John. Look, hey, have you not seen it? It's funny."
That's how we look, man. That's how we look. Now I don't mind Adam. Adam's a great guy. Adam gets a lot of stick as well, which is unjust. I'll tell you what, that guy. He gets more stick, which is incredible. Than the stick I get. It's unbelievable. You know what, Tony, Pete, I'm staying strong. I always stay strong. Bosh.
That's a good idea.
Anyway. Exactly. Let's move on. That's it now. It's a review. I'll go read the comments before we go to the review. No, it wasn't Mason. Shut up. Big up to Lee Kelly. Hope you're well. I read that one, didn't I? Hi to Julie Jackson. Hope you're well, mate. Hi to Dave. Hi to Ian. Hope you're okay. Hi to Gary D. Hope you're amazing as well. Big up to Julie again. Big up to Emma again. Fantastic game Saturday. It wasn't fantastic. It wasn't a great game, but happy to take the 1-0 win. Looking spot on. Top John, like it, mate. Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Thanks so much indeed. Let's go on to everyone's chatting well. Hi to Coffee. And got a super chat here as well. Who's the super chat from? Is that from Tony? Keep up the good talk work, my guys. Thank you very much indeed. I think that might be me. Thank you very much, Steve Blue Cuss. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your kind donation. Thank you very much indeed, my friends. And let's go on to Brian. If he's a child, why are you giving him airtime? Then for the child. No, mate. I just have to let it go. It's as simple as that, Brian. I know I've got to get it out there, and it'll be the final time I'm going to talk about them as well. But one day they will give up, and they will respect us. Big up to and hi to Martin. Hope you're well, and I hope your wife is good as well. And well said, John. Mate, thank you, Mr. B. Johnny.
Yeah, BR is right to an extent there. I mean,
you
know, I mean, sometimes, you know, I know these trolls are not the best people on social media, but the thing is, sometimes if you call them out, you're giving them a platform, and they're thinking, oh, this is great because I've trolled him, and he's come out and spoke about us, and you know that they're what's the bloody? There's a word I'm looking for, John, and I'll come back to that. But anyway, you know, the thing is, he thinks you're like that troll will think, oh, this is great. I've been mentioned. I'm famous now on YouTube. I've been mentioned on YouTube, and you know, he's bigging me up, and you know, sometimes it's best. Sometimes, as much as you're annoying, sometimes it's just best just not to, you know, not to engage with them really. Best thing is not to engage definitely over social media. So do not write something back on Twitter to them or whatever, because
I don't.
That's when you just end up with a war of words, and then something could get said, and then that said person could say, all right, okay, got you now, so I'm going to solicit that. I've got it in writing. Even if you delete it, he can screenshot it before you delete it. And that's how things happen these days. And you know, man. So so sometimes I see where BR's coming from. I mean, look, I don't really get, if I'm honest, I don't get trolled. I mean, I've had sometimes in the chat, sometimes there's been a couple of arseholes in the chat. I just, if it's not me, it's my mods. They just block them, simple as, and that's it. They're gone. But I don't. To be honest with you, I don't really get anybody trolling me on Twitter or anything like that. You know. So maybe
you're right, Tony.
Maybe because So you know, I've engaged before in stuff like where, you know, like they're talking about the football and that, and then you say something, then then they'll twist it around, and they just think, you know what, it's not worth it. You just delete the comment because you think, you know what, I'm sick of it. It's just ridiculous, you know. Some fans out there you can't speak to because they don't want to know, because basically they've just jumped on board since a takeover, and they think they know more than you, but you've supported the club for, you know, I've supported the club for over 40 years, and they think they know more than what I know, and you know, and my question then, fans, is where were you before the takeover? Where were you in the 80s when we went through the thick and thin, when we were constantly getting relegated? We were in Division 2. We were rotten to the core. You know, we had Jim Smith as manager. Then we had Ozzy Ardiles as manager, who was absolutely very, very poor manager. And, you know, I was one of them shouting for him to be sacked because I didn't like the guy. I really did not like the guy. I detested him as much as I detest Steve Bruce Cabbageed. And the thing is, you know, eventually we got rid of him. We got rid of Seymour as well, another idiot running the club, you know. And we got John Hall coming with his Magpie group, and then brought Keegan in, you know. So, you know, where were these fans who then, you know, because they weren't, you know. And if you go and ask them, can you name any of the team, or can you name, you know, who was a manager in 1982 or whatever, they probably couldn't, you know. They'd have to look at it on Google.
So I'd cut and Tony, right? So I'd cut and I'm sorry, but they wouldn't even know. They wouldn't even know who was manager in 82. They wouldn't even know. Arthur Cox, 82 and 84.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't know Martin Thomas was a cracking goalkeeper for us. Kevin Carr was a great goalkeeper as well.
Yeah. Has some players over the years as well. Malcolm McDonald as well. You know, John Tudor, fantastic. You know what I mean? Yeah, Pop Robson in the 60s, skillful.
Paul Goddard, I liked Paul Goddard. I thought he was all right. He was decent for us.
Yeah, I thought he was unlucky, by the way, at Newcastle. Very unlucky, but it is what it is, man. But loads to talk about. Let's go for the comments as well. Before we go into the review. Ignore the trolls that don't serve attention. Thank you, Juliet. I totally agree. What a flick, John. You don't need also that fat. Absolute fat. And you got well said. Thank you very much indeed. Hi to Ian. And I've got Blue Cuss, another £2 donation. Thank you very much indeed, my guy. Did you notice they ran out of cups on Saturday night? I was given a Diet Coke anyway, in at the stack, so but I didn't realise that. But the only cups I want to see is winning the Carbo Cup or the FA Cup this season, and I'll be happy at that. It should be. I agree, Dave. I totally agree, my guy. Totally agree. I blocked him
So
anyway.
have you?
Yeah, I have ages ago. But I'm glad he's in the bin.
Yeah, he has a thing, right? And he has for everybody in the chat as well. I want to get your thoughts on this because I want to try and get this going in the chat as well and see what people's reactions are to this. I mean, obviously, we've seen tonight Newcastle are currently 1-0 up against the Mackhams. The Unwashed, which are the Scum. We're currently 1-0 up. We know Kieran Trippier and Matt Targett are playing as fullbacks for the under-21s tonight. Now, we don't know if that means that it's to try and get them out the club. Is Trippier going because he didn't even make an appearance on Saturday, and people are saying, well, for match fitness, but I'm like, how? Because he's been playing for England in the Euros. Yeah. And then he could have come on Saturday quite easily. So that led me to think, is he on his way out the club? And then, obviously, Craig Hope, broke this exclusive tonight that Bruno is now the new captain of Newcastle United. The Brazilian's been promoted to the role of team captain and now almost certain to stay at the club. The details of roles for Jamal Lascelles and Kieran Trippier. Jamal is relinquished apparently the captaincy and is going to stay as club captain. And Trippier is going to be vice captain. Now, Trippier was captain all last season. So to me, something's not right here. Something smells off to me here. And I've got the feeling Trippier could be off before the end of this window. Okay. Whether I'm wrong or I'm right, I don't know. But that's all I can think of at the minute. Why all of a sudden has Trippier dropped from being a captain to vice captain now? So, is Paul Mitchell wanting to maybe move him on because thinking if we can get a bit of money for him, the age Trippier is, he's 34 next month. Maybe that's the thought process. And, so I don't know. What's people's opinions in the chat on that? What do you think about Bruno now being captain? And do you think this means Trippier could be on his way out, or do you think Trippier will stay? I really don't know at this stage. You can't tell because the transfer window is a funny old window. And like I say, once the 30th of August comes, we'll know if he's staying or not. The same with Miguel Almiron.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
What do you think?
Pete, what do you go with it? What do you think?
It's very interesting, isn't it? Because this Trippier has been linked with a move away, hasn't he? So keep an eye out is all I can say.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go for a couple more comments, so we've definitely got to go to review. Even to Brian, again, hope you well. I hope we don't get Chilwell. God, I hope we don't either. No way. We got to Martin as well. I've seen Until beat Sunderland. Yes, they are indeed. It's free if you remember on the new app. As soon as you go, as soon as you're a public figure in anywhere, you will get trolls on socials. Unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast, Santino, nature of the beast, mate. And I have to understand that as well. But you know what? Haters always hate. We've got to stay thick-skinned. Big up to you, Shay Arsenal. I hope you well, you top gooner. And try your best not to take it personally. As no name keeper is trying to get engaged and cheap laughs. Block and move on. I have to agree with that one as well. Thank you very much indeed.
He's right.
He's correct. Absolutely.
Sometimes you've got to be careful as well, John, because you got to be careful when you're calling out people as well, because the last thing you want to do is end up in the court of law, in the law courts.
Yeah, the thing is, though, right, photo, he started it, right? So at the end of the day, right, he's going to get a reaction, yeah? But if you look at the tweets he's done, right, with the photo of me, I could have him as well. But that's another day, man. Go on, carry on.
Like when Paul Gallant, tried to call me out saying I totally ignored him on my show and everything, which I didn't. In which I got a lot of backing off my viewers who went on his channel and gave him a right old blasting. I mean, obviously, someone threatened him with violence, which I don't condone. you know, and people were backing me saying, well, Tony's a good guy. He wouldn't do that. He's not like that. And, you know, I think you were on that night, Pete and Ronnie was.
Only, yeah.
You know, and look, if I wanted to be, I could have, you know, because the way he went on about me and some of the comments about me from people in the chat, one of them being a Leslie Stapleton, by the way, you know, because obviously B.R. Vakin had used his picture and he wasn't happy about that. He said his image rights and that. And Leslie told him to report the channel as well because that should have been clamping down on that. Well, at the end of the day, whatever people have got on their profile pictures, that isn't my problem. That isn't my concern. I can't tell people what they can and can't have on their profile pictures. You know, at the end of the day, I run my channel and that's it. Yeah. And look, if it had to come to the crunch, then, you know, the way in things that he wrote to me, Paul Gallant, which I'm not going to explain. But the thing is, I did say to him, I said, you either need to calm down.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, I will be consulting a solicitor on Monday morning, and I will be taking action. And after that, he never spoke again to me. So, you know, he's kept his mouth shut, and thankfully he has, because it might have cost him some money.
Yeah, facts, true facts, totally true facts. And one more comment before we go into the game. Just support the bullies and racists. We love you, Johnny. Thank you so much, Martin. And thank you so kind for the super chat as well. $4.99. Really appreciate that. And thank you, my friends. I really appreciate that. And Johnny, great guy. He never does anything. He's absolutely what as accuses him. In fact, Brian, thank you very much indeed. Anyway, let's go on to the review, yeah? I mean, finishes Newcastle United 1, Southampton 0. Football's back. First game of the season, James's Park. 3 points. I take it all day long. And I start with you, Pete. Just give us a little breakdown on Saturday's game. Were you impressed on Saturday, or it had everything, didn't it?
I thought we didn't start the game very well, unfortunately, for about 20 minutes. That was we looked quite rusty, I thought, in that period of time. We did lose the ball a lot. But the main thing is it was 3 points. Even with 10 men as well, Southampton could not get past us, even when we had 10 men on the pitch. What cost Southampton was McCarthy's mistake. He gave it away to Isak, and he just finds Joelinton, who just coolly tucks it away. Southampton had chances, to be fair, but apart from about 2 or 3 of them, one, the goal disallowed, which was rightfully offside. The one that Nick Pope had to save, and the one where Lewis Hall had to clear off the line. Their chances were weak. Pope either dealt with them very easily, or our defenders were putting their bodies in front. Our back four were putting our bodies on to stop those balls as well. We defended very, very well yesterday. I know second half, that was a lot from our game, but we know probably, because we were down to 10 men, that was the problem. And we were just concerned as well that could we get overrun? But we didn't. We held out the game 1-0. I know it wasn't a great game, but it's 3 points, and that's all that matters. Hopefully we can improve that against Bournemouth next week. I believe we will. But we did look quite rusty, I thought. That was our problem. In terms of the red card, I'm okay to say what I think of the red card.
What do you think of the red card? For me personally, it wasn't a red card. I'm sorry. They're both going in together. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, started it. And then both got up. They went face to face. And what happens is, right, Fabian Schär went in. Yes, it's intent. He went in, but he didn't touch him. And then Diaz decided to say, "Wow,
I've seen it, right. I've looked at it back, right."
Go on, you go for it.
There's a picture, John. Stick it on screen.
Go for it, mate.
I'll stick on screen, John. That picture.
Just have a look. There you go.
There we go.
Right, that's both heads touching each other. Right. Personally, I think...
Sorry, Tottenham have just gone ahead 1-0. Pedro Porro.
Oh, well. Right, then. My opinion on the red card, I think Fabian, it is a red card for me, but Diaz does the same. So he should be walking as well. So to me, red for Shea, but Barrett and Diaz should be off as well because they both put their heads into each other. I mean, I don't know what Barrett and Diaz is thinking Fabian Shea to the floor. Fabian Shea's overreacted and that's his own downfall. He shouldn't have done that, but it should have been 10 versus 10, as I mentioned, because I think Diaz should be given an early buff as well, because he's done the same and he's went down absolutely embarrassing. I mean, his reaction was like, he may as well be all. I've seen people say he'd be auditioning for Hollyoaks at this rate. Now, I've seen a couple of people that are really disgusted with his reaction. One of them is Stephen Warnock, who does Ref Roch with Dermot Gallagher. And another one that's come out with a great point as well is Mark Goldbridge. He's even said that the reaction is an embarrassment. And I'm sorry, some of those Southampton fans have got to be embarrassed with Barrett and Diaz. They really, really got to be, because come on. Just a little thingy, even though it's against the laws not to go head-to-head with someone. But how isn't Diaz been sent off as well? Because I don't get it. And I can't believe VAR are not having the decency to send Paulson to the screen to go and send Diaz off as well. Because I think they're both touching their heads together.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. And then Diaz decides to fly over. We go for some comments. Go on, Tony. Go on, mate.
I've got my comments on this, and I slightly want to disagree with what Pete's saying. Right. Now, when you watch the initial reaction, now, obviously, I watched this on Saturday on TV, and obviously I got the benefit of replays. Now, the thing is, Diaz actually goes in with his head first, not Shea. But Shea goes in as well. Now, okay, Shea's a 32-year-old experienced international defender, and he should know bloody better not to do that. Okay, that's point one. But now then, he was barely touched, Diaz, and he went down as if he'd been hit with a sack of spuds, and he was holding his face and everything, rolling around the floor. Even Byrne was trying to pull him up. And as soon as the red card was brandished, he got up off the floor. Now, the thing is, what alarms me is, right, one, if he was that badly hurt from the headbutt, why didn't the physio come on the pitch and treat him? Do a concussion test. Because he wasn't badly injured. That's why. And you've got to say that to the referee as well, Paulson. Why didn't he call on the physio if he thought he was badly hurt? Now, when it was getting checked by VAR, I thought, oh, well, VAR's going to overturn this because they're going to say they've both gone in together. And they're going to say Diaz is play acting, so they're going to overturn this. And they didn't. Now, this is back to Howard Webb and his stupid idea that he doesn't want VAR getting too involved again. But I'm sorry, on things like this is embarrassing. Now, if the club go and appeal this red card, they will probably get, knowing our luck, they'll give Shea an extra game ban because that's what they like against us. I mean, Barrett Diaz is a disgrace to football. He's not a Premier League player. He's certainly not a Premier League player. He's a Championship player at best. Why is he not at Villarreal? Because he's not good enough. He plays for Chile, South American team, all because his mother's Chilean. And he can add the Diaz to the end of his name. And maybe they do this in Chile, and maybe the Chilean national team go on like that, and he's maybe picked up the habit from them. But the thing is, though, this is where players should be come down hard on. And at the end of the day, the Premier League or the FA need to look at this and need to say, right, okay, why has he gone down so easily when he wasn't even hardly touched? And that is the thing, because he was hardly touched and he went down. And as I say, the FA really need to come down hard. And they should come down hard on this play acting because it's getting beyond the joke now. It's getting out of hand. And he deliberately went down, holding his face, to hope that Shea would get the red card and he would get sent off. And that's exactly what he did. But what annoys me is, right, so before this actually kicked off, it all kicked off because Brereton Diaz, the whistle had gone, and Brereton Diaz decided just to barge into the back of Sher and push him to the floor.
Mm.
Now, okay, he gets a yellow card for that, right? And then obviously we see Isak go up, and you don't mess with Isak, by the way. Isak goes up and nudges him twice in the back, you know, as if to say what you're doing. Dan Burns even having a go, you know. And then obviously the headbutt thing starts, and Diaz goes down, and Parsons fell for it. Parsons has fell for it like a kipper. He's been done like a kipper. And Parsons decided that's a red card. Now, I've got a lot to say about the referee during the show, because I tell you now, there is a lot more I want to say on this referee, and a lot more. Now, the thing is, right, on this incident, okay, if you're going with your head, yes, okay, it's a red card. But I think Diaz should have been shown a second yellow for the play acting, because Parsons should have thought, well, hang on a minute. If he's been really hit that bad, how's he up on his feet already? Because, you know, I've seen people in pubs and that get a headbutt off somebody, and I've seen them stay on their feet longer than Brereton Diaz stays on his feet. And that's for just like a little touch ahead like that, you know, basically just a touch. But when people get a good nut or a Geordie kiss in a pub, you know, even they're still standing. You know, they're not on the floor holding their face or anything. They're still standing. And this is what gets me. I don't understand how Diaz has gone down so easy. And the FA need to take action on this. And the only way they can take action on this is if they punish Diaz. Because if they punish Diaz and give him a ban for this simulation, it might send a message out to the rest of the players in the league. Do this, because I'll tell you now, if he doesn't get punished, this is going to happen again when Southampton play somebody. He's going to get under somebody's skin. They're going to go in together with heads. He's going to go down again, and he's going to get the red card for the other player.
Yeah.
And unless you put a stop to it, this is going to carry on. And the only way you can put a stop to it is by fining these players and suspending them, and give them a suspension. That'll hit the club hard. And I want to say Russell Martin is a disgrace of a manager as well. And I hope Southampton get relegated at the end of the season. And I hope he goes as well, Martin, because that manager is a pain in the arse, John. He's a horrible man. All game, he was in the fourth officials. He had every decision. He was straight up to the fourth official. He was even having to go Tyndall as well. You know, who does Russell Martin think he is? He's not a great manager. He's just a championship manager. Because I tell you what, he'll get found out in the Premier League, and he won't be at Southampton much longer. And I hope Southampton will relegate at the end of the season, because I bloody well put a bet on them going down.
Yeah, facts.
A horrible team.
Facts. I mean, look, you look at it, right, Tony, right? He's moaning that we deserve something out of the game. No, he didn't, in my opinion, right? That over an hour to put us away, and he didn't do that. There was a couple of good chances there, right? We defended really well in parts where it needed to be. I thought it was a shit average performance. It wasn't a classic, in my opinion, but we deserved the goal. And Joelinton's got a fine goal. It was a gift, by the way, Pete. It was a gift from their keeper, McCarthy, straight to Isak. He brought it back to Joelinton, and I thought he guided it so well. He finished it well. It could have gone past the post. It didn't. He guided it so well. It was a lovely finish, and what a game he had.
He was absolutely a machine in that game yesterday. Not just for his goal, scored it on his left foot as well. Just managed to roll that in very well on his left foot. But what I loved about him, the way he comes back all the way up the pitch when Southampton are on the counter-attack to get that ball off Diaz. The way he got right back up the pitch just to get that ball off Diaz was absolutely incredible. And I hope this guy will stay fit throughout the end of the season, because he was brilliant today. Really, really was brilliant. He was my man of the match for me. The players did some of their jobs. I was disappointed with some, though.
Yeah.
I thought Lewis Hall, apart from his goal line clearance, gave the ball away a lot for me.
I'll come to him later.
I thought Gordon didn't look on his game as well, unfortunately. That was the problem. But
No.
the most disgusting, who had the most disgusting performance was none other than Craig Pawson.
Yeah, fact. I mean, that referee. I don't want to see this referee ever fish at us ever again, and I mean that because this guy could probably cost us European football. And we have history of this guy. He's absolutely shocking.
Always, John.
Absolutely shocking.
Go back 2 seasons, John, when we played Man City at St James's Park when Callum Wilson put us 2-1 up. Cher was fouled in the penalty area. Atkinson didn't give the penalty. Who was on VAR? Craig Pawson was on VAR. And he had the greatest angles, and it was a definite penalty. And he said, no, he's sticking with the on-field decision.
Is that
the kind of guy he is.
Is that the 4-0 defeat, was it?
No, when we drew 3-3 with him, Pete.
Was he on VAR? Was he on VAR, was he?
He was on VAR that day.
Was he on VAR,
and he said no penalty, carry on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was a clear penalty because Cher was fouled in the box. He was taken out. Can't remember who the player was that took Cher out, but he was taken out.
Yes, I remember now.
I mean, I'll play this clip, and this is what Stephen Warnock had to say about this red card.
I've seen this as well.
And he's absolutely spot on. Here we go.
I don't like it at all. I don't think it's a red card. I don't want to see stuff like that as a red card. There's not enough aggression in that. That was Brereton Diaz also putting his head in. Now, what happens if both players go down that situation? Do you send both of them off? Or do you just go, pair of you, get up and get on with it? I mean, Brereton Diaz is embarrassing. I mean, that's absolutely shocking doing that to like a fellow pro, trying to get them sent off or something like that. Have you headbutt someone properly and then you go down if it hurts you? It's done nothing. It's pathetic. But should Cher do it? It's one of those situations. I don't think there's enough in it for a red card. I really don't. But in the way the modern game is, maybe I'm just setting my ways.
So that's what Stephen Warnock had to say, and he's absolutely spot on. He says it's ridiculous and it shouldn't be in the game. He's absolutely spot on about that. Graham Souness has come out and condemned it as well and said it's disgusting. Yeah. I know Graham Souness is not the biggest fan amongst Newcastle fans, but look, he's come out with common sense.
Yeah.
It's just that really annoyed me on Saturday when that happened. And then obviously Sean Longstaff done a great tackle on Diaz.
I love that.
Pretend to do the
lob
headbutt
it right into his face.
And then pretend to headbutt, and then Diaz laughed at him. What Longstaff should have done was went down holding his face and see if he got him sent off, because that's what he could have done. Diaz thinks it's funny, but the thing is, though, we're so at half time as well. I mean, obviously you wouldn't have saw this in the ground, but obviously watching on TV, they actually went in the tunnel and showed you, but obviously you would have seen it on Match of the Day. But Dan Byrne was trying to get a hold of Diaz in the tunnel. He had a go at Bednarak as well. Dan Byrne, he went for Bednarak as well. Security had to be stepped in the tunnel and had to separate the teams. That's how bad it's getting, John, now. That's how bad that game was on Saturday,
Spiky. Absolutely spiky.
If we go to the goal, which, obviously we know the red cards took over most of the conversation, but if you look at the goal, I mean, look, I knew we would get a chance because I know Alex McCarthy is not a great keeper. He's a crap keeper, let's be honest. He's rubbish. He's terrible.
Southampton fans have said he's known to be error-prone.
And trying to play out from the back against a team that presses, are you having a laugh? And then I wouldn't care if he passed it to one of his players, but he passed it straight to Isak. And it's one player you don't pass it to is Isak. And all Isak had to do was look up. There's Joelinton. I'll just place the ball across the box. Joelinton, boom. Yes, McCarthy tried to get back. He was nowhere near it. And it was in the back of the net. And when you make a mistake like that, it comes back and haunts you and it bites you in the arse. And that's exactly what that did.
But John Anderson says he's going to have nightmares over that.
But what they also say as well is what not a lot of people realise is, why wasn't Bednarak punished when he done that foul on Gordon? Because both feet were off the ground. There was no feet on the ground at all. And he went into Gordon. Now, why didn't VAR intervene and say to Craig Pawson, hang on a minute, there's a possible dangerous play here, you need to go and have a look at the monitor.
Yeah,
Why
man.
wasn't that mentioned? You know, the Bednarak 2-footed off the ground, you know. Honestly, it was like they were against us on Saturday, the refs and the VAR. Nobody wanted to, help us out. They probably looked to see if they could find an offside for that goal for Joelinton, but obviously there wasn't one. But, but that's not talked about. People don't talk about that,
Yeah.
But I thought Russell Martin being in the air of the fourth official all game, I thought was disgraceful from the opposing manager. It's not like he's an elite manager or anything. He's just some crappy championship manager, who was nearly sacked last season when Southampton lost a run of games. And if Mason's in the chat, I'm sorry, because I know you liked him at Swansea, but I don't care, Mason. At the end of the day, I thought he was an absolutely disgrace on Saturday. And like I say, if Southampton don't get many points, he'll be out the door anyway. But to be in the ear of the fourth official all game's disgraceful. Having to go trying to wind Tyndall up and going to Tyndall as well over stuff, I mean, look, when that foul towards the end of the game,
Was it Isak?
Yes, Isak taken out. Yes, on the touchline.
Yeah.
And Eddie House, putting his hands up, come on, referee. And the referee eventually gave the free kick, but it was like Pawson was waiting for them to score because, there was 5 minutes of injury time, but they kept on going and going and going. And eventually he blew the whistle. But let me tell you about Pawson. The thing is, right, if you watch Craig Pawson, all that game, things he was doing was disgraceful. When we want to take a quick free kick, he was pulling my back and saying, no, you can't do that. But he's letting Southampton do it, right? Anthony Gordon had an advantage of going through on goal, but he pulled him back because of the foul, so he wanted to pull it back for the free kick. Hang on, play advantage. How many fouls was Smallbone putting in, or Smallbone, or whichever you want to call him? How many was he putting in? And in the referee's face, giving it that to the referee, and not picking up a yellow card.
Okay.
How many fouls were they putting in before they even got one yellow card?
Too many.
But as soon as we put a foul in, he was quick out with his cards. Pawson. And I tell you what, he's
The
a flat
Lewis
floor
Hall
referee.
one was a stinker.
Yeah. Or the
That's
one
it.
after 8 minutes, yeah. That
That didn't help him at all. He had a poor game, by the way.
No, I disagree, John. I disagree because
Yeah, he cleared off the line.
I thought
but
he
he
played
didn't
well
follow
setting off. He'd done a couple of clearances, John, and he got back in that. Remember, he had no help from Gordon. So look, I disagree. Lewis Hall had a really bad game. I thought he had a decent game. Yeah, he might have had a bad start, but I thought he grew into the game and he got better and better, John. Remember, this is just the first game of the Premier League season as well. But look, Pawson was just he just needs to be dropped down a couple of divisions. I think he needs to be dropped down. Yeah. PGMOL need to take him out of the Premier League because he's not a Premier League referee. And how he's even got a FIFA badge on his shirt as well. How is he a FIFA accredited referee? He ain't that bloody good. Sorry, but he ain't that good. FIFA needs to take that off him as well because he's crap. But, the Premier League will keep him there. He'll get a game next week in the Premier League. And, but Pawson was an absolute disgrace. He was Southampton's 12th man, let's be honest. That's what he was. And he had opportunities to book other players for stuff, but he didn't. He let a lot of things go for Southampton. But as I say, when we wanted quick free kicks, he wouldn't let us take them, but he let Southampton take them. So what's the difference? The man was biased towards Newcastle United. He was more for Southampton than he was for us. And you could clearly see it. And if nobody else can see it, I know there's people out there saying, why are Newcastle fans complaining about the referee for? Well, why we're complaining about him? Because he's disgraceful. That's why. On TalkSport, they're saying, why are Newcastle fans angry about the ref? You've won the game. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, no. We've got to be critical of the referee because he was bloody well poor on Saturday. That referee was totally shocking, and he just had an absolute shocker. And to be honest with you, I hope we don't have him again this season, but I bet we do. Even if it's on VAR, we'll have him at some point. But look, it was absolutely disgraceful performance from the referee. I did call this last week. I said, "Oh, Pawson's a referee." I says, "That's bad news for us, isn't it?" And you know, on the preview, John, I said when it was Pawson that was referee, I says, "I'm not happy about this appointment." And who was on VAR, by the way? Chris Kavanagh as well. Another one.
Yes.
So another nugget. Another numbnut. So look, we just seem to get them. But yes, we won the game. We won it with 10 men.
Yeah.
But okay, we'll give Southampton that credit. They had a go. Adam Armstrong made Pope into a very good save, and Pope had a good game.
But a lot of their chances were very weak.
I thought he did well, Pope. And you know what? Yeah, okay, we won the game, but at the end of the day, it's come at a cost because one, Share's out for 3 games now.
Yeah.
That now means we need to go in for another centre back.
Which Alan asked to say, do you think it's time to move on for him?
Move on from me.
Mark Wee, yeah, definitely. I'll tell you why, John. I watched him yesterday and he looked absolutely piss poor. He was piss poor, John. And Gwenmore done him up like a kipper, sat him on his arse and put the ball in the back of the net. And he got a yellow card as well. But there again, the reason he could have had a stinker, has his head been turned? That is the thing.
Yeah, it could well have been.
And he might be thinking, come on,
I think he wants the move. I think he wants the move. And look at what Parish is coming out and saying, how unprofessional of him.
Yeah.
Well, this is another thing I want to say as well, because we saw on TalkSport yesterday. I shared the video on the group, but Parish came on TalkSport talking about Mark Wee staying at Palace and all this, and if that nobody's really coming in offered the money. Now, I'm sorry. Why is an owner of a football club going on a national radio station and talking about one of his players who was involved in the transfer? Why is, and this isn't just once this week he's done it, this is twice he's done it. He's done it on the news as well when he was at the Premier League event. Why is Steve Parish coming out and publicly saying about Mark Wee and that our bids are going in and things like that? Thing is, at the end of the day, as an owner, that is unprofessional. You do not do that as an owner. Do you see our owner sitting out there saying, oh, well, by the way, somebody wants to come in and buy, say, Kieran Trippier, but, we're not going to accept that offer. We'll wait till that offer comes in, or we'll wait till somebody puts a decent offer in. No, our owners wouldn't do that. And, and he's standing there and sitting there talking about his player and about a transfer, making it so public. Even opposition fans now are saying, why is this man even making these things so public? And the thing is, and another thing is, well, Parish is going to get what's coming to him because John Textor now wants to sell up his shares in Palace because he wants to buy Everton. And he's going to lose his main investor, John Textor. And the thing is, if Textor comes out of Palace, because you can't be involved in 2 clubs in the Premier League, so obviously you'd have to relinquish his shares at Palace to buy the Everton Football Club.
Yeah, exactly.
And if he loses Textor, and the thing is, they've had the bids for Gay, right? And the thing is, if they don't accept it, that's fair enough. But they're playing a dangerous game because next summer, he's got less than 12 months left on his contract. Then the fee won't be as high. Then January 2026, he can talk to clubs abroad and have a pre-contract agreement. In the summer of 2026, he becomes a free agent. Mm-hmm. Would Parish then look back and think, oh, I should have accepted that money now because I've lost him for free now? I know they've got a sell-on clause with Chelsea. I know that. But at the end of the day, you've been offered good money for him. I think there are other centre-backs we can go for there and get cheaper. Diamonde is one of them. Antonio Silva. You could go and get one of them. And then you could put that extra money to go on towards a top-notch right winger who will help create goals. Because obviously I know it wasn't Murphy's fault that he had to come off on Saturday. And I want to give credit to Jacob Murphy now, actually, while I'm on.
He showed character to come off.
When he come off that pitch, he applauded the fans. He didn't have his head down. He wasn't shaking his head. He wasn't like unhappy. He knew he had to come off for the sake of the team because we had to bring on Kraft to go into centre back. And I tell you what, Jacob Murphy was the model professional. And if there's any other players out there who look at that, they want to take a long, hard look at Jacob. That's how you're supposed to act as a professional footballer. Not when you see the likes of Aretha Belaga, when he was coming off on that penalty shootout and he refused to come off the pitch for Chelsea. If we all remember that at Wembley, when he wouldn't come off the pitch, and Sarri tried to get him off, and he would not come off the pitch. I think they were trying to bring Caballero on, and he wouldn't come off the pitch. That's the sort of attitude I'm talking about. But the attitude Jacob Murphy had on Saturday was the total opposite. That is what you want to see out of a model professional coming off the pitch. That is the type of attitude you want to see from a player. Absolutely. Not a stinking where they don't want to come off the pitch. And we've seen it many a time. We've seen it with Ronaldo. He's done it. He doesn't want to come off the pitch. Tough if you don't want to come off the pitch, but at the end of the day, when your number's up, your number's up.
You get off the pitch as fast as you can, be as simple as that. Don't argue. Just get off that pitch as quick as you can. But
we definitely need somebody on the right wing. But look, I don't know about you guys, but do you think it's right that the way Steve Parish is talking about this deal publicly?
It's so unprofessional.
Think he shouldn't be?
No, he shouldn't be. Even the Palace fans don't like him. He's a parasite as well. Mm-hmm. People have heard people say he's like our previous owner.
Yeah, absolutely right, guys. Absolutely right. Do you fancy Joe Gomez for Liverpool?
No.
Just quick answer that one. No, Pete, do you want him?
No,
not for me.
Nah, fair enough. Evening, again, hi to Jews, and I got one from Bedita as well. Hi to you, Bedita. Hope you well. Don't rise to it. Don't give them the platform they create. They're clamping, doing all the online views and stuff. Let them slabber on screenshots and just report to come your own back here. Absolutely. I just had to get it out there, but I will not be saying anything more about that again on social media. Just as always. If you get good money for trips, I will sell, but I think Eddie would love him on the coaching side of the club. That's in Alan. Could well do.
Because it's now, what is that question? Is Tino going to be the main starter now?
Right.
Because it's going to be interesting because Tino did start the game as well. And he did pretty well, I thought, Tino Livramento as well.
Yeah.
Is this his season now? He's going to be the main choice right back.
True. Diaz, Premier League Plank of the Week. As for Craig, needs Spanish out of Mongolia. Julie, you're so right.
He was disgusting. On Saturday.
Fact.
And no wonder we were chatting, you're not fit to referee.
If I had done me review yesterday, while I'm on, I may as well do it now. Now I do a thing called Cock of the Week, and a lot of people like this. And I normally put the cock up on the thing, and I mean as a cock, as in a cockerel, by the way, in case anybody's thinking, oh, hang on a minute. So I have the cockerel up there, and it says Cock of the Week. There's 2 nominees for that, actually. You've got Craig Pawson and you've got Ben Brereton Diaz. But now it's a hard choice, and I'm only
Steve Parish could go in there as well.
Well, Parish could go in there, but I'm splitting hairs, and I'll tell you who I'm giving it to. It's Ben Brereton Diaz for his play acting. It was absolutely disgraceful. And, you know, I've even seen kids in the school play yard have harder knocks, you know, than that, and still stand up, you know. Like I say, I played in goal. I've had a volley. I've saved a volley from like basically 2 yards out, and it's bent my wrist back. It hurts, but I still got it and played on. I didn't let it affect me. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, it's honestly, I've even had harder knocks than that. You know, I've had a cricket ball in my eye. That's the thing. I don't go down like the sack of spuds.
Was that go back to Gary's comment there you had up there, John? Yes, I remember the player very well, and his name was Henry Lansbury.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, Henry Lansbury, yeah, he was terrible, wasn't he?
At the time he got Shelby sent off, who didn't even touch him, and the way he went down where pulled him, it didn't even touch him one bit.
Yeah, that.
But it soon was calmer for him. when he went to join Aston Villa permanently, and we played them at St James's Park, and we won 2-0. Oh, sticks one in the back of his own net.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Gooey's off to Liverpool. I don't think he is, mate. No, he's not off to
No,
Liverpool.
I don't think so.
No chance. 12 days ago and still no major breakthrough. What's going on? Yeah, you know what? I know a lot of people are upset now, sort of, and it needs to be done ASAP. There's ones each in the reserves now. Ones each.
Oh,
they scored late on. Bloody typical. Refs don't really know how they doing anymore. Too much interference.
Can't believe they beat Sheffield Wednesday 4-0 yesterday either.
I know.
And they're loving it now because they're second top now. But this is, remember, these are their fickle fans who, a few weeks ago, when they played a pre-season friendly, I think at Gateshead and got beat, they wanted the manager sacked. And now they're all over the manager. Oh, he's great. Yeah, you fickle lot down there. You unwashed lot.
Yeah, indeed. Previous 2 games, Paul's referee games, he gave us both a pen and buff. Was he corrupt against other teams those days? He's just a bad ref. That's all. That's Foxy. Big up to Free Foxy, my guy. Hope you're
He's
well.
a terrible referee, Foxy. He really is a terrible referee. But, we're still allowed to criticise him.
And this is why, I mean, Joe Gomez, I just don't know if he's good enough for Newcastle United for me. Liverpool fans don't want Joe Gomez, another Prem, but don't mind Gordon joining them. Anthony Gordon will not be joining Liverpool at all.
Let me talk about Anthony, because, look, a lot of people have said about Anthony Gordon, right? And a lot of people have put out there, I
agree, Alan.
Gordon wasn't great on Saturday. His head's turned. He wants to go to Liverpool. He's not interested now. Right. Let me put everybody straight, right? Tell you what it is with Anthony Gordon. Let's be honest, right? He's been playing for England. Well, I say playing for England. He's been with the England team training. He had 1 minute of game time against Slovenia. Now then, when he came back after the Euro final, obviously he had an extended break holiday, the same as Kieran Trippier. And the same a lot of the England players and the Spanish players. Now, when Gordon came back, he's only played one half of football when he played against Girona last Friday. And it's getting back into stride again in the Premier League. So he's probably not fully match fit, which you've got to understand. And maybe that's why he wasn't getting back so much to help out Lewis Hall, because, he just wasn't quite match fit enough. I think the club will offer him a new deal. And if they do, that would be fantastic. I think that'll be the way to keep him there as well. And I think we'll see a different Anthony Gordon, but I just think he's just a bit rusty because he's not really played it. He's not had a pre-season as such because he's been on holiday most of it. Because he's been with the England team. So I think people need to cut a bit of slack on Anthony Gordon and saying, he's not doing it, his head's turned. It's not his head's turned. I just think it's because he's had the extended break from the England team after the Euros, and, he's just come back a bit ring rusty, and he's just got to get back into the swing of things again. You can't expect these players just switch on like that. It's not like a light bulb, you just switch it on and it works. A player can't just say, I'll switch it on now and I'll work. It takes time, and it may take him a couple of games to get back into the groove in the Premier League, But I think our owners will be cute enough to offer him a new deal. I really do.
I believe so as well.
And I think he'll sign it as well. I don't think his head's turned. Let's be honest, because if Liverpool were really serious, they'll be back in for him, and they're not. So
that's it. Absolutely.
And Lewis Hall as well. I seen a thing tonight on Twitter. A Chelsea fan put it on with a little video saying, I really miss him. And a lot of Chelsea fans commented and said, yeah, we miss Lewis Hall as well. Can you imagine him under Maresca? He would have been a hell of a left back for us. And it's our owner getting rid, because Pochettino didn't want him there, and he wasn't going to get the game time under Poch. And plus, they said Bowley, the owner, is a bit too cash happy, so he just sold him on for the sake of it. But a lot of Chelsea fans are still very upset after losing Lewis Hall. So that shows you how highly he was rated by Chelsea fans.
Yeah, absolutely. It did go back to David's comment on Danilo. That looked a horrible injury.
It did. It did. I wish they need a speedy recovery, man. I mean, that's a
And
horrific
another
injury.
one
Yeah.
who suffered a horrible injury as well, and that was Greg Ollie from Gateshead, who broke his leg.
Yes.
Hope he
Yes,
has a speedy recovery. He's had the operation as well, and hopefully he has a speedy recovery as well.
fingers crossed. Greg, speedy recovery as well from Gateshead as well. Horrific. So sad, man.
Gateshead have had a good start of the season. Two
Yeah,
wins.
that's top, aren't they?
Top of the league.
How are the
Top of
Heat?
I read the Heat.
Oh,
I actually think we have a very good chance of getting Charles record rescinded. Share was a yellow, but Diaz should have got double yellow. One for the challenge on Share and then simulation. Yeah, I kind of agree. But I don't think we're going to win that, unfortunately. I just don't think we're going to win it.
It's a hard one because if we do appeal and it doesn't get overturned, then it could add an extra one on top, unfortunately.
Yeah, so they don't want to take that chance. But
so the game looks like
there is some light at the end of the tunnel, and look, it is great news, guys, isn't it? I mean, look, well, I knew this would happen anyway, and I did call this would happen anyway. But look, our Carabao Cup match has been moved to the Wednesday night because we play Bournemouth on Sunday, and that means it's the return of Sandro Tonali. So he comes back on Wednesday against Nottingham Forest.
Yes, the return of Tonali. Yes, absolutely. Can't wait.
Absolutely.
But it looks like the games Fabian Schär's going to miss, there'll be Bournemouth, Forest and Spurs. But you know what? If we don't get a centre back in, let's see how Kraft does, because I thought Kraft did absolutely very well when he come on.
I thought he did as well.
And that is a player that's really improved under Eddie Howe.
Agreed. I thought he had a good game, to be fair.
I thought he did very, very well on Saturday, Kraft, when he come on. He's starting to get used to that centre-back role, considering he's a major right. He's normally a natural right-back. But I thought he was very, very good when he came on Saturday.
100%. Years ago, turned around and said to the lads, go into the match on the bike, smash straight into a lamppost, ended up with 2 black eyes. That's Lee. That's awful, Lee. I hope you recovered, mate. And, that is sad news, man. Just be careful, man.
All right.
And there wasn't enough contact from Share to cause harm or serious injury, which if there was, by the letter of the law, it's a red, but it's on the rest discretion. That's
it, yeah. But you know what? All of our defence was very good. I know when Shea had to go off, all the back four had to. I thought Dan Burn was immense as well.
He was.
Nothing seemed to get past him at times.
Exactly, Pete. Exactly. I don't think we should appeal on the Share red, but Burton Diaz needs a ban. That's the thing.
Yeah, I agree. Burton Diaz needs a ban.
Lawrence.
Yeah, exactly, Lawrence. And you know what? Again, if we do appeal, we lose. Like Pete said, he's probably got to a 4-game ban. It's not what we want. I want to talk about. He also talk about Bruno as well. I think we touched on it. Pete, new captain. I'm delighted he's new captain. And now he's going to stay at Newcastle. I think he'll be at Newcastle for many years to come.
Could well do. I mean, he did very well, I think, because it looks like this will be Jamal Lascelles' last season. It could well be Dan Burns' last season, and it could well be Trippier's last season as well. So I'm glad. I know he started the game off very slow at times, but he just completely started to grow into that, and that was the captain's performance as well. Didn't lose his head, didn't get booked like he would normally do on the first game. He did what a captain would do on the football pitch as well. Yeah. And absolutely delighted for the lad. And that would give him that captain's armband.
100%. I don't think we should appeal to Share red, but I read that. And if we appeal the card and it looks like like everyone else, I've seen it now, I don't see how they can justify being red. He squared up to him. There has to be intent to harm, and there clearly wasn't intent. Yeah, that's a fair shout, but that's a fair shout. I was laughing at the time. Excuse me, it happened so fast. That's Lee, bless him. And I want to talk about on Eddie Howe, right? I mean, he got the tactics right again, right? I mean, we all know it's going to be a massive season for Eddie. I mean, look, I think he did the interview well. He said they need to do what he did. And Tony, I mean, tactics right, mate. I mean, I know he's got a long way to go.
Yeah, absolutely, John. I mean, he knows it's a big season this season because obviously, one, we've got no European football. And I know all these pundits are saying we're not going to finish anywhere near the top 7. They're saying 8th and 9th and all this, and that's fine. They can sleep on us. I don't care because it'll be us who'll surprise them at the end of the season. It's a big season for him, basically, and he will be under pressure this season. Let's be honest, he really will. And if I would hate to say it, but if we were out the European places by, say, Christmas and we're adrift, I don't think the owners would be frightened of making a change, that's for sure. And so I think it's a big season for Eddie Howe this season. I really do. But I still back us to get I backed us to get a 3rd place in the Premier League, and I think we can do that as well. Got to think Chelsea's playing European football Thursday, Sunday. Man United's playing Thursday, Sunday. Tottenham's playing Thursday, Sunday. Obviously, the top four's Champions League or the Elite League, whatever they call it now, because it's a new format, isn't it? So, yeah, I mean, look, it's going to be interesting to see where we do finish. But I think we'll finish in a European place. But we've got to get a couple of players in before the end of this window. If we don't, then I don't know. I'm not sure. As long as we got to keep free of injuries as well. That's the thing.
That's it.
It's no good letting these players go. I mean, look, there's even talk about letting Vlachodimos go on loan now. Is that why he wasn't in the squad on Saturday? Is that why he wasn't in the squad?
Should be letting Dubravka go.
They're keeping Dubravka apparently. The second choice.
Don't get it. I don't get it at all. I really don't.
But we're going to send Vlachodimos on loan. Apparently, somebody says Eddie Howe doesn't actually rate him.
So he's on a 4-year deal as well.
This probably was a Paul Mitchell signing. Then
it was probably a PSR signing. That's what it was, because it was like probably when Forest bought Elliot Anderson, they probably said, "Well, I'll tell you what, we scratch your back, so you scratch our back. You take Vlachodimos off us."
And that's exactly.
I mean, look, if he's going out on, but then he may be going out on loan with a view to a permanent move. So who knows? Would you be happy with that? Him going out on loan?
No, see, he should be given an opportunity, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's just Dubravka's done. I don't want Dubravka. Dubravka should be moved on.
Apparently, Ruddy will be 3rd choice, and then Gillespie 4th choice.
I dread to think Dubravka playing in cup games now. I really do. If he's going to be playing,
I'd do as well, because I would have the trophy this season. I'll play Nick Pope all the games, because at the end of the day, if we're doing the trophy, Nick Pope's got to be in goal. Simple as that. We need to be our strongest team. If we don't, then we're not going to win trophies. Simple as that.
I don't trust Dubravka in goal.
I don't either, to be fair. He should have been moved on. But we've still got too many players. They deemed not good enough still at the club. Simple as that. We're gone for
this. He's 35, got a year left under a year left on his deal. We should be looking to shift him on. Exactly. I mean, somebody did say, could we shift Dubravka on and bring Trafford in? But I can't see we're bringing Trafford in, because Burnley won't have a keeper then, so they're not going to let him go now.
100%.
I've got a question for you. I've got a question for you, Stu.
Yeah.
Now then, right? Supposedly a Saudi club's now coming for Ivan Toney. Now, personally, I don't want to say Ivan Toney got the Premier League. I think he's too good for the Saudi League, if I'm honest with you, right?
Okay.
Now, I've got this question, right? And the viewers in the chat as well, get your say in this as well. What do you think? Right, this is my take on this, right? Now, I know a lot of people might not agree, but I'm going to say what I think, and then I'm going to ask you and Pete for your thoughts on what I've said, and obviously get people in the chat to join in with this as well. Now, I personally think we should sign Ivan Toney. Now, before anybody says anything, hang on a minute, Pete, before you...
I'll tell
you reasons why. One, we have a sell-on clause. So one, we would get him a little bit cheaper. Two, he's proven in the Premier League. He's a proven Premier League scorer. So, him and Isak, coming off for each other, would work. And thirdly, what I would do is I would say to Brentford, I'll tell you what, we'll take Ivan Toney off you and we'll send Callum Wilson in your direction as well. So do a player plus cash swap with Callum Wilson. And I think, because Ivan Toney's only got a year left on his deal, and I think we could get him on the cheap, John. And I tell you what, I know, look, I was one of these that didn't really want him back, but I sit and think about it. But he knows where the back of the net is. He's a Premier League goal scorer. Mm-hmm. And, you know, because we have that sell-on clause, one, we would get him cheaper. Two, we could offer Callum Wilson in exchange as well. That would get Wilson off the books. I'm sure Brentford wouldn't mind having Callum Wilson. By the way, Leicester's equalised Jamie Vardy.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's really going for it in his celebration. And I think...
1-1.
1-1 after 56 minutes, 1-1.
Wow.
Now, Jack will be over the moon then. So I think, in all honesty, if we brought Ivan Toney in, I don't think Brentford would turn their nose up to Callum Wilson, because I know Callum Wilson can put the ball in the back of the net. They may be to keep him fit. Who knows? John, right? What's your thoughts on that? And I've put this to the chat as well. But what's your thoughts, John? But would you have him back?
Because
I know you have said you would.
Oh, I said in the past I'd take him, right? But then again, it's the attitude that goes with it as well. However, he's a goal scorer. He is a goal scorer. And if he comes back, I have no problems with Ivan Toney coming back, because he can score goals and he's proven in the Premier League. Yeah. Would he go above Isak, though? That is the problem.
So, yeah, I've got people in the chat already agreeing with me, John. Lawrence has said, you know, even Lawrence has said Toney to replace Wilson isn't a bad idea, to be fair.
Yeah, I totally agree. Agree. He comes in 110%. There are two quality strikers at the club, Isak and Toney.
Exactly.
No problems at all. And that means you've got firepower up front. You've got a place to score 20 goals as well, which I think is good. So, I mean, got Commissar Flanagan as well. Amazing biz if you can sell.
John, we've got the sell-on clause, so we could say a little bit cheaper. You could say, well, there's Callum Wilson.
Yeah.
Plus 10 million for Ivan Toney. Bang.
Indeed.
Deal done.
110%.
And we've got the sell-on clause as well. So you'd have to take that into consideration.
Yeah, I totally agree. But yeah, I mean, it could be a surprise signing. And if that's starting to happen, then it's unfinished business. And he's going to have to compete with Isak.
Like to hear what Pete's got to say, because I don't think Pete wants him back.
Nah.
Did this guy not bet on us to lose games?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
There you are. No, thank you.
Fair enough.
Good riddance. No, thank you.
Yeah, fair comment, Pete.
Yeah, but would you not rather have him than Callum Wilson? Because at least he hasn't got an injury record like Wilson, has he?
True, but the guy would want to start games. He'll want a big wage as well. No.
Fair dues. Fair enough. Tony's place Wilson would be a bad idea, to be fair. I'd rather have Breno. I tell you what, I'd take him. I think he's a really good player. He'll improve at Newcastle. The players have to tell the Bracker what to do. That doesn't look good. Even give them Fraser as well to Brentford. That's not a bad shout. And Breno, right, with Fraser in the deal as well. Toney's posted 29. No chance to be a backup somewhere. He'll want big wages to guarantee to be a starter. Not the feelings for him to play, especially with no European football yet.
I'll just sort of put out there, that's all.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I mean, you got to do it. So you got to, Tony. You got to do it. You got to do it, mate. But you just never know. Right. I'm going to go with player ratings. So your man on the match. Yeah. Just going to ask you each of your man on the match. I'll start with you, Pete. Your man on the match.
Yeah, Joelinton for me.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And Tony, your man on the match.
Right. Well, man of the match. Right. Okay. I've got three players who I think played really well on Saturday. So I'm going to give them in a running order. Okay. So third placed player I'm going to put in there is Lewis Hall. I thought he had a great game, Lewis Hall. After his jittery start, he played well after that, and he cleared off the line, saved us saved us losing 2 points, basically. So Lewis Hall gets third place for me. Second place is the captain, Bruno Guimaraes. I thought Bruno was brilliant again on Saturday. He was everywhere. For me, Joelinton was outstanding. Man of the match all day. Got the goal, but also that run he made back from the opposition box back to our box to get the ball off Diaz was absolutely fantastic. Tenacious. And look, he's shown why he's one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. And so pleased when he signed that new contract, if I'm honest, considering this was a guy everybody wanted out the club because they thought he was a £40 million flop. But Eddie Howe played him in his right position. That's why he wasn't playing so well, because the fat cockney decided that he was the fat controller. That's how I put it, the fat controller. He thought Joelinton paying 40 million for him, will he come in and if he bangs the goals in, I could probably flog him to Man City year after for double the money. And that's what he was hoping for. And it didn't work like that because Joelinton's not a striker, he's a midfielder.
Yeah.
And then Eddie Howe put him in there and he's been a rock ever since. So look, so Joelinton for me is definitely man of the match. That's my top three. That's the top three that I would have picked. I even could have threw Livramento in there as well if I wanted, or even Dan Burn as well, because I thought Dan Burn had a great game as well.
Absolutely, he did as well.
So it's a hard choice, but that's my top three. Lewis Hall third, Bruno second, Joelinton tops.
Brilliant stuff. We're going through the comments as well. The problem with Callum, he's injured last year, indeed. Joel, man of the match. Lawrence is man of the match. Lee says the same thing. Ian said the same. Alan said the same. Perdita says the same. Without the goal, he was immense. He was 40 million flop as a striker. Now he's Hunter Mill, Dynamo midfielder, and I can't even argue with that as well. I just hope Joelinton gets into the World Cup in 2 years' time. I hope he does, but when we get there,
he will, John. Yeah, he will.
Yeah, he'll be close to 30 when he goes there, but age doesn't matter. I don't want to bother that age. If you're good enough, you're old enough, you're good enough. It's as simple as that. So, yeah, just a quick one before we wrap up the show. We got Bournemouth next Saturday, next Sunday. That's going to be a tricky game. I mean, it's about time we beat Bournemouth for the tally.
Surely it's got to be. I mean, we'll have Bruno for this game because he's missed the last 2 trips to the Bournemouth stadium. So hopefully we'll have him this time. Hopefully we start the game off well. We've got a chance. Hopefully we got to get right at Bournemouth. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, I agree.
So hopefully we can win there because our last 2 performances haven't been good. We lost 2-0 last season. In the 1-1 draw, we looked really, really off our game at times, I thought, as well.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you've got to be Neto as well in goal. And, 1 each still at Leicester. Leicester 1, Tottenham 1. Let's go on to this one before going to Tony's. Apart from the clearance off the line from Lewis, what else did Tony like about Hall's performance to be mentioned as the top 3?
He was getting forward and, he did put in some good tackles as well, But again, the lad played well towards the end of last season and I expect him, this is the first game. And, he was unfortunate to get the yellow card. But he wasn't helped out really, was he? So, but yeah, I thought, in all honesty, I thought Lewis Hall, I thought he was all right. I thought he had a good enough, I thought he had a steady game, let's be honest. Clearance, he made a block as well. And, he got the yellow card. But, yeah. I liked what I saw Lewis Hall. And we know Lewis, the lad's still young. Give the lad a chance. And he's going to get better and better. Let's be honest. And I think by the end of the season, he's going to be one of the best left-backs in the Premier League. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I think he will in time as he gets older.
And the 28 million may end up being a bargain. I think it will be a bargain.
Another player I want to mention as well is Longstaff. I thought he had a really good game as well for me.
Yes, he did.
He was there. Yeah, he did. He did.
Is that because Tonali's coming back?
Well, we'll see.
Well,
You
we'll
know
see
what?
about
I
that.
thought he did very well in that tackle. Just to rub it in Diaz's face was good.
Yeah. But still, Zai's going to come in anyway, no matter what. He will get game time. He will get games. And yeah, for me, it's going to be Joelinton. Definitely Joelinton man of the match. He covered every blade of grass, and the way he defends, the
Yes,
way
he did.
he tracks back, and his work rate just cannot be questioned at all whatsoever. He's gone from 40 million flop to a 40 million superstar, and I tell you what, I can see this guy being at Newcastle for life. He's 28. Think what affected Lewis first 20 minutes. He had Murphy in front of him to help out once. Murphy came off and he was on his own majority of the time. He had two players to deal with. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's a fair comment.
Yeah.
He did. And early red card didn't help him at all whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? And then you got to play with 85 minutes the rest of the game just to make sure you behave yourself. Do you know what I mean? But to be fair, I mean, he came off the line, gave the ball away a couple of times, but you know what? Listen, we won the game, and Lewis will improve in time. It's simple as that. Oh, Tony, your Sunday's game against Bournemouth, mate. I mean, what needs to happen? Can we go there and get something out of the game?
Well, it has been tricky for us. You know, last year we lost there, and we lost there the season before as well. So, you know, the vitality hasn't been the best of grounds for us. Let's be honest. But you know, it's early in the season now, and can we go there and win? We can do. I know they're saying, is it Van Nilsen? But look, yeah, we can go there. We can win that game, but it's going to be a hard game to win. That's the thing. I think we'll end up with a draw in this game, if I'm honest. Unless we can catch Bournemouth cold. Hopefully they're not too warmed up because the season's just started. So yeah, I mean, look, let's see what happens. But it's going to be a tough game. If we got a point out of it, I wouldn't be disappointed with a point as long as we don't lose it. That's the main thing. So yeah, I mean, look, it's going to be a tough game. We know that, but hopefully we'll catch them when they're cold and we go on and win the game. I'll take the win all day, John. But if we get a draw, I'll take that as well. I'll take a point now. Put it that way. That's the way I looked at it. And look, Lewis Hall. Look, he played 70 minutes Saturday. He made one clearance, 2 block shots, 1 interception. That's why I'm saying I thought he'd done okay. He had 3 dribble. He's done dribble pass 3 times. He made one clearance off the line. Okay, he didn't win any of his 7 ground duels.
Yeah.
He made 2 fouls. He lost possession 16 times. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. But then he had 2 players on him. He had 42 touches. He had a 60% pass rate. 12 out of 20 were accurate. 1 out of 5 crosses was accurate.
Yeah.
You know, so his defending was okay. You know, 1 clearance, 2 block shots, 1 interception, and he dribbled past 3 times. So look, as I say, I don't think he really had a bad game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair dues.
The guy's 19. Give him a chance, guys. Give him a chance.
Yes, absolutely. Young lad. He is. Always do. So there's mitigating circumstances of his performances. It was his best, but think on a whole, he coped okay. Sure, there's a hell of a lot more to come from him. I agree, mate. I totally agree, mate. I mean, he's going to get better and better and better. So it meant it wasn't his best game. I get what you mean. Lads, would you replace Hall with Kelly against Bournemouth just with Kelly knowing the players and the ground?
No.
Not just yet. I think Kelly will slowly work him in. I thought Kelly did very well when he come on, though, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fair dues. I mean, look, I think Lord Kelly will come good. He will come good, yeah, if he stays injury free. And I think he'll be fine. I like Hall, has a great future, but on Saturday, he didn't win a duel. He didn't win a duel or make one tackle. Lost the ball more than any other player, and since chances came from him, so confused he got such a high rating from some.
He did get a high rating. I mean, SofaScore's given him a 7.2 for Saturday.
Yeah. Fair dues.
You know, so, I mean, yeah. yeah, he got a good rating off Sofa Score anyway. But yeah, I know where Foxy's coming from, but I just thought he'd done all right. And considering to start the season, we're playing against a team who were we had 10 men as well. Remember, he's had to play with one man less in defence as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he wasn't one less in defence, but if you know what I mean. So look, at the end of the day, it is what it is, and
Mm-hmm.
we got the job done. That's the main thing. At the end of the day, it's all our own opinions what we want to give players. But I thought Lewis Hall was okay. I mean, this is what Sofa Scores give for the defence. Nick Pope got a 7.3. Lewis Hall got a 7.2. Dan Byrne got 6.9 off Sofa Score. Livermore got 7.3. Sean Longstaff only got 6.9. I thought you was better than 6.9. If I'm honest, I'm
definitely.
sorry.
Longstaff was good. Breaking news: Brighton have signed Jorginho Rutter from Leeds for 40 million.
That
Leeds
is
close as well.
That is, yeah. Well, thing is, right? Funny you say that. I was talking to a guy at work today who's come from our branch in Leeds, Castleford. He's a Leeds supporter, and I said, this Rutter guy, I says, Brighton are going to be paying over the odds for him, aren't you? And he says, apparently when they signed him from Hoffenheim, I think he said they signed him for like 35 million from Hoffenheim, selling him for 40 million, but there's also a sell-on clause for Hoffenheim. He says no Leeds United's going to make out this deal is £500,000. That's it.
Oh,
that ain't good.
What does that tell you? Hey, so and he says, to be honest with you, he says when Rutter come in, he says he was like a rabbit in the headlights. He didn't have a clue in the Premier League, and he said, if Brighton want to pay 40 million, let them. But he said, yeah, but he says all Leeds are going to make us £500,000 out of that deal.
Mm.
That is crazy. Absolutely crazy.
And speaking, look what Everton did to a certain team in Merseyside. 3-0, beating them 3-0, Everton 3-0.
They're in trouble if they don't book up their ideas. They got
They are in trouble.
I think Everton could be screwed this season. I really do.
100%.
I think it could be their season.
Could be the season where they go. That don't look good. Still, go on, Tony.
Tell you what, though, Brighton, they look really good on Saturday, and hey, Minty, another assist for Brighton. I tell you what,
he did.
It's looking now like, because of this PSR, we have lost a very good player.
Unfortunately. PSR, oh, God.
That is not good. Unless we talk about that, the better. I'm sick of it, to be fair. I think the goal line clearance must have improved the scoreline, Foxy. That clearance was the difference between us getting 3 points or just the one.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic comment there. Fantastic comment. And he took Minty. He took Minty off the. Yes, he did. Right, they're going to wrap up the show there. We've been for over an hour and a half, and it's been another good show. And yes, Newcastle won by a goal to nil. And it wasn't a classic, like I said. It was just really, really the 3 points I'll be happy with. And yes, so it's been a good show. And I'll start with you, Pete. So what you got coming up, man? And what shows you got this week?
I'm going to try and think of something to do before the preview. We got the preview on Thursday at 8 o'clock. Sunday will be the fan reaction show after the game, so we'll be getting people's thoughts on how they thought of the game as well. Hopefully it's another 3 points for us. Friday will be the crazy football show, as always. So that's what we got coming up, but I'm hoping to try and either do something tomorrow or Wednesday.
Cool stuff. And thanks for Lee. Great show tonight, getting better all the time. Big thumbs up. Thank you very much indeed, Lee. I appreciate that, your support, mate. And where can we find you, Pete, on your channel?
Down there, PD Proudlock.
Fantastic stuff. And Tony, what you got coming up this week for your shows and that for people to see you?
Yeah, there's nothing tomorrow, unfortunately, guys, because I play darts on a Tuesday, so I was off last Tuesday. That's why there was no darts last week. But I'm just watching here. It looks like who was that? Benton Kerr's getting on a stretcher and getting stretcher off. So he's sitting up on the stretcher at the moment. He's lying down, but so Benton Kerr's going off on a stretcher for Spurs, and it's still 1-1 after 76 minutes as well.
Wow.
Yeah. I should have something coming up Wednesday, so keep an eye out for that one. Have the match preview probably on Thursday, maybe, and then I'll probably do a pre-match, an Eddie Howe press conference on Friday, because I was going to do that last Friday, but I've done something else instead. So I'll do I think it was because we put the fourth bid in for Gui, that's why I've done a different show. But yeah, there'll be plenty of shows to keep an eye on, so keep an eye out for the shows there coming up as well. I do appreciate people who are subscribed to the channel. I don't take it for granted. And so if you haven't yet subscribed, check out my channel. Got some great stuff on there. More great content to come as well. The pre-match as well will come up as well. So there's always the pre-match shows, which is always fantastic, by the way. Again, another great one on Saturday, over 500 views. I do Carabao Cup draws, so I'll be doing that next week as well. When we've played Forest. So that game's live on TV, which is great as well. But yeah, there's lots to keep up with the channel. Any breaking news, anything, any signings we make or whatever, and if it's there, even if I've got to stick out a quick short, I'll stick out a quick short. But if you haven't checked out my channel, go and check my channel out. It's all black and white TV. It's on there behind me. Consider subscribing and also give the vid a like as well. Hitting the likes helps us a lot as well, because it means it keeps us near the top of the search, and it means new viewers find us more easily as well. Now, I'm not just talking about myself, I'm talking about John, Pete, and anybody else as well. So continue the love and continue the support. It really is appreciated, like I say, and thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much indeed for that, Tony, as well. And if you follow It's All Black and White TV and follow Pete's PD Padlock's channel as well, keep your eyes peeled for that as well. I don't know what I'll be doing this week, but I should have a think as well. Keep your eyes peeled for that as well. But one thing I will say, next Wednesday, I'll be hosting on Harry Scarfe's podcast next Wednesday for the Premier League preview. So please join us for that as well. I totally agree, mate. But it's what it is, mate. You're going to play what's in front of us, and I reckon had it been anyone else, maybe he wouldn't have stopped it that Izzy did and saved us the 2 points. And the great show, lads and lasses, I wouldn't give up your day jobs just yet, like only Joel can see, or in the next video. Thank you very much indeed for doing that as well. And guys, if you like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe to my podcasts. I should be back very soon in the next one as well. Newcastle beat Southampton by 4-0. We're on our way to Bournemouth. Tonight is coming back soon, which is fantastic. We'll definitely be talking about that as well. And like I said, watch, like, subscribe. I'm on the road for 20,000 subs. Do stick a like on my latest content as well, the matchday vlog, and also the Down Eels show at the cell Stack Newcastle. So stick a thumbs up on that as well, guys. And as always, have a fantastic evening. And 20.
Yeah, another thing I'll be bringing up on my channel as well. I'll be doing I'll do a championship preview for the ladies as well. So do catch up on vlogs coming on there as well. I will be attending matches. I've got a season ticket, which I think is great value. 70 quid for a seat, or 54 if you want to stand, £54, which I think is marvellous value. So look, if anybody's got any cash out there, spare cash, and they want to go and watch the women, and that includes the two games at St James's Park, which is Southampton, and the big one against the Mackhams next March. Look, there's quite a few season tickets still on sale. The seats are selling up fast, but there's still a lot of standing as well. I think it's a great value. It's 10 games, so if you buy the £70 ticket, it's £7 a game. If you buy the £54 ticket, it's £5.40 a game. Come on, that's outstanding value. Support the lasses. Let's hope we can get to the WSL. That'll be absolutely fantastic. Remember where this women's team was before the owners came in? They didn't have a ground, they didn't have strips or nothing like that, because the fat controller was an awful man. But the new owners came in, got a ground, got the strips, and look where we are now. 2 promotions in a row in the championship. Looking for a 3rd promotion now, and look, we need this club needs to be in the WSL, and
Me too.
let's hope we can do it this season. So let's enjoy this season. But I'll probably do a championship preview for that coming up as well, and any match vlogs. I'm hoping to get to the one down at London City Lionesses. I've had to write to them because the tickets are on sale, but it doesn't state if you can buy an away end ticket or whatever. So I don't know if they do separate them in women's games, but if they do, then I need to know. So I've wrote to London City Lionesses asking them what their state play is for the tickets, because they're a £13 a ticket there. So, they're charging £90 for their season tickets down there. So, see, it shows you we're a lot cheaper than they are. But there again, that's London, isn't it? It's Bromley. Well, actually, they're in Bromley, which is Kent. So they play at the ground where Andy Woodman is manager. So, yeah. But look, yeah, so keep an eye out for that. I'll be doing vlogs on them as well. So, keep an eye out for the women's games as well.
Good one. Get a ticket as well, and 70 quid. Get yourself a ticket as well to watch the last as well.
You're looking to go to the Bristol City game, aren't you, John? Because obviously Ashton Gate's just down the road from you, isn't it? So
absolutely
ideal.
That game, ideal. When that game's going to take place, as soon as they know I have to get a ticket for that game as well, I'd love to go, and I will do it. And
it's Ashton Gate, isn't it, John? Yeah.
Gate, aye. And Lawrence is going to try and get to Sunderland Durham as well.
I think that'll sell out, John. That'll be I think that could be a 52,000 sellout. Wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise us. I'd take it as well. I would take it as well. And also, at least one Continental Cup game have Everton, Liverpool, and United in that group as well. I wish you lasses all the best in that one. That's a tough draw. That
is a very tough group, John. The game away to Bristol City at Ashton Gate is on the 10th of November, John. 2:00 kickoff.
Cool. So I can just get a ticket on the day, probably, or just buy it from the club. I got to buy it from the club, to be fair. I'll buy it from the club.
Just buy it online, just do it online and then
do it online. I'll do me vlogs as well, and I'm going to do that as well. And I'm going to do it live. And
have you ever been in Ashton Gate Stadium, John, or not? No,
I have, mate. I have.
You have.
I have.
Nice ground, or?
Nice stadium. Aye, it's an amazing stadium. Like, for 27,000 capacity now, and mates are City fans as well, and I used to go there like an invite sort of thing. So always going to be Newcastle United. So yeah, it's just a good day. It's good day out sort of thing. So you know what? I'm going to do a vlog there as well for the women's as well. So I'll be there as well.
Yeah.
And hope you
Absolutely,
come. Adam come as well. So there's a little story before I got to wrap up the show. What did
Adam P goes to all the women's games, doesn't he? Though.
He does.
And Newcastle Fans TV. Newcastle Fans TV. They go as well.
Yeah, Effie game as well. So that's amazing there as well. So big up to you guys. I went to Low Fell, right, to a takeout, right? Takeout on Saturday, right? So I went in, ordered me food, and then 2 minutes after, these bunch of lads, must have been like 16, 17-year-olds, and saying, is that John Sinclair, a YouTuber? I said, aye. And then 17-year-olds, right, come any more than that, right? So I came out, I said, did someone mention my name? It goes, oh, is that you, John? I said, I am. You're a YouTuber. I am. Can I get a photo? About 8 or 9 kids wanted a photo taken with us, right? Cool, right? So we did that. Chatted about football, about today's game. So I asked them their question, which is amazing. And, and they just think I was great. They just said that how it is. They thought I was a cool guy. They thought I was humble. They thought I was polite. And there was a source on Saturday from Low Fell, right? Big up to you, right? Big up to you, my guys. And make sure you watch your channel, yeah? Because I'm back again against Tottenham on Sunday week. So I'll be up for that game. So hit us up for that one as well. So great guys as well. I think I read that. And last one, Bristol needs a team of the Prem someday soon. I think Steve Lansdowne's the owner at Bristol City, and he does not want to be in the Premier League.
He doesn't.
He doesn't know, because he fears that they go up. He thinks he cannot afford it. You got a team, haven't you?
Yeah, but the thing is, if the players play well and they get there, you've got to accept it, haven't you? They say that he sells up, then doesn't he? He sells up and says, "Look, okay," or he gets investment in. Simple as.
Yeah. The thing is, though, Steve Lansdowne is more interested in the rugby. He puts rugby first before the football, which is a damn shame, because he's a brilliant owner, right? He's a brilliant owner. He makes his billions, but he needs to try and help Bristol City back in the Premier League, because I think the fans deserves it big time. They got the money, but whether Liam Manning's the man to get them there, I'm not so sure, but time will tell on that one. And Gary D said, that's brilliant, John, mate. Thank you very much indeed, Gary. I really appreciate that as well. Guys, we must wrap up. Thanks for watching, and make sure you leave a comment in the section down below and ask us what you think of the show tonight. Also, big up to Martin Watson and Blue Cuss as well for their kind donations as well. I really appreciate that. And make sure you come back and make sure you like and subscribe to the video. And as always, have a fantastic evening, and away the lads.
Away the lads.